Bait, crickets, minnows, and worms, fishing tackle, nuts and bolts and screws by the piece. You can still come in and get nails weighed out by the pound, or ones or twos, however you'd like.
The guys, they know what they're doing. You don't have to ask for service. You tell them what you need. If they ain't got it, usually they can conjure it up.
Keith Hardware has been a tradition in this town for as long as I've been in business, and they run a good business and they're good people.
I came in with 2 pieces of plumbing. I handed it to this guy, and he took off the back and picked it up and brought it back. Their knowledge is invaluable to me.
With Keith Hardware, I rent the building from them next door. And Tony and Ginger are doing an excellent job. I'm proud of them.
Come visit Keith Hardware today at 207 Monroe Street in Carthage.
We're just an old-fashioned hardware store.
Looking for a dealership that truly puts you first? Visit Pinehurst Toyota Hyundai, where your satisfaction is our top priority. Whether you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or your current car just needs a little TLC, we've got you covered with the Pinehurst Advantage Plan. You'll get 24/7 roadside assistance. That's 5 years of unlimited coverage, including towing, battery jump starts, and flat tire changes. Plus, with any major service, enjoy a complimentary loaner car, so you're never left stranded. With our 100% customer satisfaction guarantee, if you're not completely satisfied within 72 hours of purchasing your new or pre-owned vehicle, just bring it back. It's no wonder for the 3rd year in a row, we've been voted Best of the Pines in 2024 for Best Dealership Service Department. Ready to experience the Pinehurst difference? Visit us online at pinehursttoyota.com or pinehursthyundaionline.com. Call us at 910-692-2424. Pinehurst Toyota Hyundai, where quality meets customer care.
Hi, this is Rodney Swarms with Plumbing Night. We know that plumbing emergencies can happen at any time. In fact, they seem to happen at the most inconvenient times. And then inviting an unknown plumber into your home, that can add to the stress of the situation. The Plumbing Night wants to alleviate any stress about inviting a technician into your home by guaranteeing that we have not only the very best plumbers, but also the most knowledgeable plumbers. Before any of our employees are hired, all of the employees must undergo drug testing and a thorough background check. If they don't pass, they aren't hired. No exceptions. Once they're hired and part of the team, they receive continuous technical and customer training to ensure that they are the very best at their trade. This training is week after week, month after month, year after year. This training is what got us into community college to teach the plumbing trade. So the next time you have an emergency, call the Plumbing Night. They're known for extraordinary service and integrity.
Call the Plumbing Night at 639-5555, day or night, or on the web at theplumbingnight.com.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back, one local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
According to a Fidelity survey, 62% of Americans say they don't know how much they need to save for retirement. Are you one of them? Here with me is Coach Pete, the founder and president of Capital Financial. What practical advice do you have for those who are thinking about starting retirement savings later in life?
Yeah, well, there's no bad time to start saving for retirement, but the sooner the better. We've heard that phrase over and over again in our life. The sooner you start something, the better it will be for you. Procrastination is a tool that goes against us. Let's turn the tables on procrastination. Let's get a plan put together that makes sense for us and our family. I've done this 32 years. I can do one for you as soon as next week. So let's get started today.
Great point. As you approach retirement, having a portion of your money protected from market fluctuations can provide the peace of mind needed to truly enjoy your golden years. Contact Coach Pete and the team at Capital Financial at 919-415-1716. That's 919-415-1716, or text keyword coach to 600-700.
Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
According to Ernst & Young, 58% of high net worth individuals believe they need a more diversified portfolio to withstand market volatility. Is your wealth truly diversified? Joining me now is Coach Pete, president and founder of Capital Financial. Coach, what are the key steps to ensure wealth is preserved for future generations?
The preserve and protect, Thomas.
Yes.
It's great to build wealth. It's horrible to lose it. So we need to make sure that the money we built up for retirement is going to be there all the way through our retirement. We have plans and programs we designed which gives you lifetime income you can never outlive. We all want safety, security, and that peace of mind knowing that every single year a check is going to arrive to our mailbox regardless of what happens in the stock market.
That's right.
It puts you in financial cruise control, by the way. If you'd like your own strategy done today, call and we'll do one for you tomorrow.
Contact Coach Pete and the team at Capital Financial at 919-415-1716. That's 919-415-1716, or text keyword coach to 600-700.
Investment advisory services offered by Capital Financial Advisory Group, a North Carolina registered investment advisor.
A winter storm warning is in place for the weekend as we have a good chance to see snow across the area. It will also be dangerously cold at times, especially into Sunday morning. That snow finally wraps up earlier in the day on Sunday. Partly cloudy skies this morning with temperatures starting at around 20 degrees. A small snow chance starting late in the day. Otherwise cold with more cloud cover. Will reach the upper 30s. Then snow is likely after midnight. Will drop to around 20. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Welcome to January 30th.
Welcome back. Today is a very special day.
And I think I smell croissants.
It is National Croissant Day.
Croissant.
Croissant. Croissant.
Would you like a croissant?
We are celebrating National Croissant Day this morning.
Croissant?
Ooh, croissants.
It's croissant.
Croissants. I love croissants.
Oh, yeah.
It's showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Oh, yeah, good morning, Moore County. A little cool out there this morning. You might want to grab an extra blanket and maintain that classic supine position for the morning. So, yeah, I don't know if you can get out and enjoy your day, but, yeah, golf courses are probably closed. Yeah, I don't want to...
Well, it's not supposed to do anything till tonight. So.
Yeah, I'm talking about the temperature, though. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little bitter out there, you know, much like a Democratic election time. So, yeah.
Pretty much.
Stay home.
All right. Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live audio and video streams. Those are available to you from our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Get to that page. Click on that upper right-hand corner where it says Listen Live. Click that and you're listening to our broadcast signal. If you want to watch us do this program, that exciting television, you can go to the middle of the page where it says Watch Live Video of Mornings with the LeaderMan. Click on that and click on today's date and you should be in business. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. Let's see here. Well, pretty much got a grasp on that, don't we? I hope it's less than more. Mostly cloudy today, no snow during the daylight, 42 for a high. Then for tonight, snow likely mainly after 4 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 19. Oh boy. Wind chills, low as 10. Bring your pets in. Saturday, snow mainly after 7 a.m. with a high of 23. Wind chill factor as low as 5. 100% chance of something falling. They say between 2 and 4 inches on Saturday. Saturday night, snow mainly after 1 a.m., low around 14. New snow accumulation of 2 to 4 inches again. Sunday, back to sunshine. Won't break the freezer mark though. 31 for a high. 10 Sunday night. Monday, sunny with a high of 40. We'll finally see some melting. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm. Pressure is 3024. Dew point 13. Humidity 71%. We have, well, let me refresh that one. Sunshine, 21 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
Rhythm, grace, and debonair from one man, Lord. And then he had to go to twinkle his left toe, but through his knee, got the feeling in his head, y'all. Oh, come on, baby. Won't you find yourself hearing? Never heard a sound.
Well, I wish we had time for the other 27 verses, but we don't. Anyway, good morning. It's Friday morning. What to do? Fortunately, this snow is projected to be light and fluffy, not the wet kind that sticks everywhere, but the kind you can kind of scuff up with your shoes and a little hard to compress to make a snowball.
Yeah, if you get a little breeze, most of that will blow off.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, you get. Well, you know, I don't know. Probably don't need to worry about it. You get a couple of clowns and four-wheelers will do about 90 down the road and blow it all off the road, so it won't be so bad.
Oh, they'd be over in the ditch. You know, have to go around them.
Yeah, if it's light and fluffy, you know, it'll just blow off. So,
yeah.
You know.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Boy, I can't wait to see.
I can wait. I've seen enough snow. Don't need any more.
Yeah, last weekend was enough. This weekend, don't need it.
Yeah, last weekend was...
don't want it.
Yeah, didn't need any of that.
All righty. Well, let's get on with the program, shall we? A Philadelphia snowplow driver was being reprimanded. Ought to have been fired after posting a video where it looks like he's deliberately burying cars on the side of the road in massive piles of snow.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, he pushed it up there to almost to the top of your car, so you can't get out. Here is the video that was posted of him performing this tasteless stunt.
If your car look like this, just go ahead back in the house. Just go in the house. Ain't no need for you to be outside today. If I can't drive, you can't drive. Happy snow day. Allegheny don't need to go nowhere. Go in the house. Go in the house.
Yeah, makes you glad you pay all that tax money, doesn't it?
Well, you know, if this was a one-off, yeah, I'd say fire the guy.
Yeah.
But that's pretty common up north. I mean, you know, these guys come down. Well, number one, you have snow routes, and it'll tell you there's signs everywhere in a lot of cities in particular. You know, hey, no parking. You know, if it's snowing or when it snows or whatever. And then you'll have clowns that'll leave their cars there, and they get buried. I can tell you they get buried.
Yeah.
Now,
it freezes into ice.
Well, you know, and then I don't know what the particular circumstance is. I don't know if this guy was on a snow route and doing that.
Yeah.
But if it was, well, too bad. I mean, he has the obligation to clear the roads for emergency traffic, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, he's got to do what he's got to do. Where's he going to put the snow? The snow's got to go somewhere, and he's got to maintain emergency routes. And where was that in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's common up north in most of your big cities. So, you know.
Where they all love each other so much.
Well, you know, that's always been Philadelphia. But, you know, it's just, you know, like I said, it's emergency traffic, et cetera, is the prime consideration. Emergency vehicles, people got to get to the hospital, et cetera. And, you know, people park on the street. It's just common, and it happens all the time. And it's just the way it is. Now, his big fault is, hey, I got a phone and I'm going to be stupid with my phone.
And record it.
Yeah, record it with me making all these comments and then posting it somewhere.
Well, we know why he drives a plow.
Well,
and is not in the office making decisions.
They get big bucks for driving those plows too. And if you're, and you can make the case, well, if I got to get to, if I have an emergency and I got to get, well, that's why the snow routes are cleared so that emergency vehicles can get to you and help you out. Not so much
if you don't
to
have
clear
to wait
your
an
car.
hour to get them.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's a whole separate story there.
Netflix has a new dating show, oh boy, where contestants do not reveal their ages to each other. Contestants range from 22 to 59. Well, will things get creepy? Here's part of the teaser.
When you tell people your age, they put a stigma to that.
The truth is, when love is there and love is real, age won't matter.
You'll be dating without ever knowing how old your partner is.
I don't know if these guys are my age, my dad's age, my grandpa's age.
I'm getting nervous.
I'm petrified that he's too young. My oldest is 29, and I think he's in his 30s.
Everyone thinks I'm significantly older than I am. I think I'm gonna shock her.
Get your seatbelt on. I am.
Okay. Well, that all begins on March 11th. It's called Age of Attraction. If you care. A woman's epic TikTok review of a tub of cream cheese is going viral, but not for the reasons you might think. Here is Janet Marie's original video about cream cheese and then her reacting to the funny comments in her second video. You should know she got a hairstyle that surrounds her face in the shape of a pumpkin.
There's only one cream cheese you gotta have with your bagel, Tempty. It's so fluffy. I hate when you go to a bagel store and they throw a block of cream cheese that I don't know where they got it from. All right, I have to tell you, the comments on my cream cheese video had me choking. I mean, somebody even called me helmet head. What the frig? But I laughed out loud, literally. I love yous. That was so funny.
Yeah, I don't miss that accent at all.
Meanwhile, the man, maybe you've seen this before, a man was crushed twice inside a garbage truck in Alabama.
Yee, twice?
Yeah, but thankfully the driver heard him calling for help and rescue crews were able to get him out safely. Here is Fire Chief John Brown and volunteer firefighter Mindy Bolden talking about the crazy incident.
We think he was compressed 2 times. It's really a fortunate thing that the gates at the Popeyes were closed and the driver had to get out, and when he exited the dump truck, he could hear the man in the back needing help, and that's when he shut everything down.
We were all shocked because we thought we were going to have to get down there and really do some trauma assistant to him to get him out, but he was fine.
How did they say how he got in there?
No.
All right, well, yeah.
I mean, it's basically a trash compactor.
I'm more interested in finding out what he was doing in the back of the truck to begin with.
Yeah,
was
really.
he sleeping in a dumpster or something and got dumped in there? Or
May have.
What? Yeah, that's
That's
really
a good theory.
Well, you know, I feel sorry for the truck driver because he's doing his job, compressing the thing. And how would you feel, you know, if you found out, oh, you know, some dude was in a dumpster, it ended up in the back of the truck, and then I compressed him a couple of times. That's the guy I feel sorry for. I'd like to know how that guy got in the truck.
Yeah, hopefully it was the dump truck wasn't totally full, so
exactly.
The trash had a place to expand.
Well,
to.
imagine if he hadn't have stopped and heard the guy. I mean, he would have made his rounds, and he'd have been,
pulling out a dead body.
Well, he'd have been in the dump, and nobody'd ever know he was gone.
Yeah. Another winter storm is hitting the East Coast. We know that. And Birkenstock unveil a new bridal collection. These are just a couple of the late night jokes from our eunuch boys.
Well, people are talking about this. The second major winter storm in a week is headed for the East Coast. It is a weather phenomenon experts are calling January. Last week it was Winter Storm Fern, and now it's Bomb Cyclone. Right now, Winter Storm Fern is like, how come you get to be a Bomb Cyclone? I got to be Winter Storm Fern.
The footwear brand Birkenstock this week unveiled a new bridal collection which features 6 sandals made with higher quality materials. And for the groom, just kidding, there's no groom.
Yep, got to pick myself up off the floor with all my laughter. All right, little known fact for you.
You're listening to radio. Proud to say our monthly rates haven't gone up 1 cent since the 1800s.
Right.
Yep. Your advertising rates have, though.
Well, it's got to get paid for somehow.
That is true. I mean, when you think about it, radio.
You go to any other platform, you got to pay.
Riding along or whatever. Well, there's still some, you can get the over-the-air channels on TV.
If you like being bombarded with commercials.
Okay.
I mean, I was watching the playoff game last Sunday, and they had so many commercials. I mean, they even stopped play for 30 seconds to run another commercial and stuff like that. It got to the point you just felt so bombarded. You go, oh, golly, make it stop. Switch off the channel. Because it was just so intense. So many. But now comes the Super Bowl. You can see most of the ads already online.
Yeah.
If you're looking for those.
I probably won't be. Who's in it?
The Seattle Seahawks and
a rematch. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And the New England Patriots.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I'll probably tune in late, fourth quarter time.
Yeah.
It'll be tied or something.
Well, you're going to miss all those plays up the middle.
No, I'll just...
every time it's 1st and 10, guy gets in the huddle and says, all right, running back, find the most tall guys, big guys on the front line and run slam into them.
I heard, saw something in passing about this halftime show they expect to show. Certainly
That's
I'm not going to watch
out.
that. Yeah, I'm not watching that.
And they'll come back with false numbers. Oh, his numbers were so high. Yeah, right. All right.
Yeah, you would think out of 32 owners that, they would know their fan base and all of that and understand that picking that particular freak show for a halftime entertainment would be something to avoid. But no, they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah. Be nice to have something everybody could enjoy. But not to be. A new study reveals that do you know what your teenage son is doing? A new study reveals that more than 1/3 of teenage boys between the ages of 11 and 17 have admitted to gambling in the past year.
Gambling.
Here is Jim Steyer, founder of Common Sense Media, and clinical psychologist Michelle Chung talking about the problem.
The results of this new research are absolutely astounding and a wake-up call for every parent everywhere. 1 out of 3 boys in this country are gambling online before they're old enough to vote.
There's a modeling that happens here. Some dads are the ones who are teaching it to their kids without realizing the slippery slope that can come. I do think that this is the next wave of the mental health crisis that will happen in teenage boys.
Man, I don't know. I never got into the gambling thing. When I went to Japan, they had those. They weren't one-armed bandits, but they were those like poker machine things.
Yeah.
And I stuck about $10 of quarters in one of those, and it was like, yeah, okay.
Came back with $250.
No, I'm sure I lost all of it, if not, or most of it, if not all of it.
If you get some back, you give it right back.
And then it was just like, yeah, okay, I don't.
The question becomes, did you get $10 worth of enjoyment out of it?
No, never went to Vegas. Never had any interest in cards. I mean, some of the there were a couple of poker. Oh yeah, this is hilarious. When I was a lieutenant, we were at the basic school, and you have companies, and there was a group of guys playing poker all the time, and well, not all the time, but they'd play poker on the weekends or whatever, and there was a class of warrant officers. These are all the prior enlisted types that come in, and they were yammering about being these hotshot poker players and something, and they were a couple lieutenants took them for every freaking dime they had. I just watched. I was never good at cards. I guess I don't have a poker face or whatever. I think I played poker with them once and clearly understood. I didn't understand the game or whatever, but I'd watch them. You know, a group of guys sit there and watch them.
Well, it's kind of amazing to watch pro poker players because you see them on TV a lot, where they're playing poker at Texas Hold'em, and the professionals can pretty much tell what you got in your hand, based off of your inflections and having played you before and what you tend to go towards.
I got it. I mean, I understand that. That's why I never bothered, because the one or two times I might have tried it, it was clear I wasn't going anywhere with poker. But these guys, these warrant officers, they're listed guys are playing in the barracks and stuff, and then they make warrant officer, and they didn't realize the one guy sitting there was a where'd he go? He went to he was an engineer, went to Rensselaer or something like that, and he was a math whiz. And yeah, he was cleaning them out.
He could count cards fast,
I guess he could. He just they left clearly dissatisfied with the result. They didn't talk trash anymore, though.
Yeah. Did all these. Hardy did that. All right. We got, let's see, where is it at? Here it is. All right, let's find out what's behind door number 1 here.
Good news is good news.
I have good news on good news on good news.
Good news, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's get to some good news.
That's what I got for y'all today.
Okay, so what's the good news?
And the good news is...
Let's hear it.
All right, firefighters in Fort Worth, Texas saved a bunch of homeless people from cold temperatures this week. There's a photo of one firefighter carrying a guy on his back to get him to a hospital. He was one of several people they carried out. Here are the first responders, Louis Pentaga and Chris Province, talking about rescuing all these people in the cold.
It was just a lot of weight to carry in the slippery conditions, so it took both of us. As Lewis had him on his back, I was having to help support and push up the hill just so we wouldn't go back down.
Just get it to the top, get him to the top and get him warm. He was crying on my shoulder. He was telling me he wasn't feeling good. I just told him, just hang on, we're almost there. We're almost to the truck. We're almost going to get you warm.
Well, it's a good thing he came along when he did. Meanwhile, a high school senior in Minnesota is in the news for going way above and beyond. He's a cashier at a Walmart near Minneapolis, and an old lady's card got declined. So he reached into his own wallet and paid for all her stuff. A customer in line behind her was so impressed, they started a GoFundMe page for him. Last we checked, it was up to over $9,000. Here is the woman that started the GoFundMe page, Danny Derricks, and the cashier, Brent Chabahug, talking about the incident.
I watched this cashier, knowing nothing about him, walk around knowing nothing about that lady. He didn't care in that moment who she was, who she loved, who she voted for.
I just did it because it was the right thing to do.
I'm pretty sure the lady had no idea that Brent just paid for her groceries.
I just did my thing. I mean, I don't do it for any people to give me attention and stuff like that.
What a great addition to our community.
There's still hope in this world, and I love that.
And when can I get the $9,000 that's come in?
Well, that's, yeah, I don't know how GoFundMe works, but yeah, well, that was a nice thing to do. I mean, there's a lot of people, misunderstandings, whatever. What was it? Her credit card was declined? Is that what happened?
The old lady's credit card.
Yeah.
Wouldn't go through. Don't know how much the order was for, but still stepping up and helping her out. That's pretty big of them. Let's see here. Should be right there. Yep. Have I got time? 2 minutes. Probably not. I'll save it for first thing next hour. Because otherwise I'll be cheating you when I have to cut it off quick. What else? All right, we'll go over here and jump in. Disgusting habits. People hide certain habits, often relating to their bodies, because they think it's something they shouldn't be doing. But if we are all secretly doing them, shouldn't they still be hidden? Case in point, people online are listing disgusting habits that they secretly think are actually 100% normal. And many of them probably feel relatable. All right, here are some of the less obvious answers to things that are going on. Some of the more obvious: picking your nose and blowing snot in the sink, cleaning earwax with your fingers, peeing in the shower and biting your fingernails. Some lesser known habits: smelling your armpits to see if you stink, licking your wrist and then smelling it to see if your breath stinks, the sniff tests on clothes, picking a shirt up off the chair, smelling the armpits, and deciding, well, it is clean enough for one more day. Here's one that people do: smelling their own farts.
Okay.
Under the covers and lift them up. Picking your scab or popping your zits. Wiping a runny nose on your clothing, like your sock, when you don't have access to a tissue. Or sneezing inside the collar of the shirt. Smelling your boob sweat, or the guy's version, which is lower down. Anyway, that's enough of that. All right, coming up on 8 o'clock, time for the latest news, sports, and weather, and we'll see you on the backside of all that. It's 8 o'clock.
A winter storm warning is in place for the weekend as we have a good chance to see snow across the area. It will also be dangerously cold at times, especially into Sunday morning. That snow finally wraps up earlier in the day on Sunday. Partly cloudy skies this morning with temperatures starting at around 20 degrees. A small snow chance starting late in the day, otherwise cold with more cloud cover. Will reach the upper 30s. Then snow is likely after midnight. Will drop to around 20. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Kevin Warsh is the man. The former Federal Reserve governor is President Trump's choice to succeed Jerome Powell as Fed chairman when Powell's term expires in May. Mr. Trump has accused Powell of being far too slow in cutting interest rates. Warsh is a Hoover Institution fellow and a lecturer at the Sanford Graduate School of Business. The Senate fails to pass government funding bills amid concern over the Trump administration's immigration enforcement in Minneapolis.
7 Republicans joined Democrats in blocking legislation to fund the Department of Homeland Security and several other agencies. It was a test vote as negotiations continue on demands that ICE be reformed after 2 fatal shootings in Minneapolis. Senators are racing to meet a Friday midnight deadline to approve funding. Ahead of the test vote, President Trump said the 2 sides were discussing a possible solution and said, "We don't want a shutdown." Greg Clugston, Washington.
Another wave of dangerous Arctic cold is barreling toward the south.
Experts say the risk of hypothermia heightens for people in parts of Mississippi and Tennessee. Both those states are entering their 6th day trapped at home without power and sub-freezing temperatures. The National Weather Service says Arctic air moving into the southeast will cause already frigid temperatures to plummet into the teens this Friday night. Forecasters also say temperatures will drop in cities like Nashville.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. The coastal Carolinas, Virginia's tidewater bracing for a nor'easter. It's expected to bring lots of snow and high winds starting as early as tonight. After nearly 2 years of closure, Israel says it will reopen Gaza's border crossing with Egypt in both directions over the weekend. On Wall Street, stock futures in the red. The Dow futures down 205 points. NASDAQ futures off 153 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Is your dog a picky eater, scratching all the time, eating grass, or licking their paws until they're raw? If so, your dog's trying to tell you something. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, founder of Rough Greens here, and you may not know what your dog means, but I do. They're trying to tell you that his digestive tract is in distress. He needs live probiotics and enzymes, and guess what? You can't get that from kibble. It's not in there. The good news is you don't have to change his food to improve his health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens. It's America's #1 nutritional dog supplement for a reason. With live vitamins, omega oils, antioxidants, enzymes, and probiotics, just sprinkle it on your dog's food and watch them come back to life. More energy, shinier coat, better digestion, all in 90 days or less. Want a happier, healthier dog? I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. Use discount code PICKY. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code PICKY. Rough Greens. So good, your dog will ask for it by name.
Venezuela moves toward privatizing parts of its oil industry.
Less than a month after the brazen seizure of then-President Nicolás Maduro in a U.S. military attack in Venezuela's capital, Venezuela is shaking up its oil industry. At a rally in the capital, Caracas, Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, announced she has signed a law that will open the nation's oil sector to privatization. The move reverses a tenet of the self-proclaimed socialist movement that has ruled the country for more than 2 decades. Lawmakers in the country's National Assembly approved the overhaul earlier in the day. As the bill was being passed, the U.S. Treasury Department officially began to ease sanctions on Venezuelan oil that once crippled the industry. The moves by both governments are paving the way for yet another radical geopolitical and economic shift in Venezuela. I'm Karen Shamas.
News and analysis at townhall.com. We now know the cost of President Trump's use of the National Guard to fight crime.
New data from the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says that President Trump's deployment of federal troops to several U.S. cities cost taxpayers about $496 million through the end of December. It estimates the cost of sending federal troops to Chicago, Memphis, Portland, Oregon, and Los Angeles, and does not include the December deployment to New Orleans. The CBO says continued deployments to those cities will cost about $93 million per month, and the deployments to other U.S. cities in 2026 would cost $18 million to $21 million per month for each city. Donna Warder, Washington.
President Trump is suing the IRS and the Treasury Department for $10 billion, accusing them of failing to prevent a leak of his tax information to news outlets. More on these stories at townhall.com.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Moore County used to stand for peace, community, and tradition, but Senator Tom McInnes sold us out. Short-term rental takeovers, big apartment complexes, and traffic schemes that threaten our historic roads. Tom McInnes used to be an auctioneer. Now he's auctioning off Moore County to the highest bidders, the big developers. Our quality of life is on the market. We're not against growth, but growth must be smart, local, and planned. Moore County is not for sale. Senator McInnes works for developers. Elect Ray Daley to the North Carolina State Senate. He'll work for you.
Paid for by Ray Daley for North Carolina Senate.
Sandy Ridge Memory Care provides all the amenities of home while providing personalized resident care and a dedication to a safe, secure, and comfortable environment for your loved one. Providing care for dementia and Alzheimer's population has been our specialty for over 20 years. Research has proven that a loving, structured, and intimate home environment successfully fulfills the needs of both the one affected by dementia and Alzheimer's as well as the family caregivers. As one of the largest memory care facilities in North Carolina, we feature 3 separate secure units within our community. Each wing is designed for individual needs and preferences. Call for an appointment or just drop in to tour our facility and discover for yourself the care that sets us apart. Located only minutes from Moore County and surrounding areas, Sandy Ridge Memory Care is the right place at the right time on Bowman Road in Candor or online at sandyridgeliving.com. Call 910-974-6000. Garage door broken? If it is, your home is not as safe as it could be. Call Superior Overhead Doors today. Whether you need repairs or full replacement, you can count on us. With over 20 years of experience, no job is too big. Active duty military receive $20 off repairs and $50 off installation. So call Superior Overhead Doors today at 910-992-6227 or visit us online at superioroverheaddoorsllc.com for a free estimate.
With over 20 years of experience, Hardy's Equipment invites you to unleash the future of land management with the MT2 and MT2E Series LS tractors. These tractors redefine excellence with a 30-plus horsepower engine and a lift capacity of 2,500-plus pounds. They have more standard features, more operator comfort with available air conditioning and state-of-the-art technology designed to keep you working smarter and more comfortably all day long. Discover the MT2 for unmatched power, innovation, and legendary LS tractor reliability because now you can do more for less. So mow it, grade it, till it or move it. See the complete line of LS tractors assembled in North Carolina. Visit Hardy's Equipment for special offers on select LS tractors today at 4809 Vass Carthage Road or call 910-245-1644. That's 910-245-1644. LS, start blue, stay blue.
Care Aloha. Buy more, save more. Going on now. Hi, this is Katherine Phelps, owner of Appliances and More, where creating relationships is our business. Care Aloha carries sustainable bamboo fabrics consisting of sheets, towels, blankets, pillows, mattresses, and men and women's sleepwear. The buy more, save more going on now. Come feel the difference at your local veteran-owned Appliances and More, featuring Care Aloha in the Town and Country Shopping Center, Aberdeen.
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152. 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
Don't miss Taking Aim, presented by the Marketplace Restaurant and Catering and WeThePeopleDeclare.com every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. with your hosts David Hensley and Steve Woodward. Listen to them expose hypocrisy, deception, and woke agendas in government and education at the federal, state, and local levels. Join David and Steve as they call on conservatives to stand up in the bold new era of MAGA dominance under Donald Trump 2.0. Listen to Taking Aim Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on WEEB.
NCN News, I'm Mike Riley. Another winter storm is expected to hit North Carolina for the second consecutive weekend. Storm will bring snow. Snow is expected across much of North Carolina with the potential for heavy snowfall at times. 3 to 8 inches of snow could fall in the state. WXII meteorologist Dylan Hudler is in Winston-Salem.
Eastern North Carolina, the I-95 corridor, and those kind of sweet spots to get some of the more significant totals. In between, there will likely be an area that sees less snow, and then maybe a second sweet spot across the southern Piedmont.
NCDOT crews are pre-treating roads, focusing first on interstates. NCDOT Public Information Officer Kim Diener tells ABC 11.
A lot more people on the interstate. They're going faster on an interstate. So you want to make sure that your emergency services are able to get where they need to be.
Senator Tom Tillis is calling for the removal of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, saying on the Senate floor her policies have inflicted needless pain on vulnerable people.
It's not a secret that I have problems with the Secretary of Homeland Security and the way that her failed leadership has led to unconscionable results in Minneapolis.
President Trump is set to announce his choice to serve to take over as Fed chairman when Jerome Powell's term ends this year. Michael Farr is chairman of Farr Crest Capital.
Chairman Powell may stay on as a governor. He has 2 years left on his term.
The immigration enforcement sweep in Minnesota may soon be coming to an end. CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Spanga says.
Homan did mention that there was some sort of brokered deal with local law enforcement, but very unclear just what is a verbal agreement and how much trust is there right now.
As cases of measles rise in both South and North Carolina, the Nash County Health Department is warning of another case that popped up in an emergency room. You're listening to NCN News.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
A deal has been reached to avoid a partial government shutdown for now. CBS's Nicole Killian has that story.
I spoke to Speaker Mike Johnson, who has also been in touch with Leader Thune as these negotiations have evolved. He felt that the House had done its work by passing all of these appropriations bills.
Nurses in Durham held a vigil in honor of their fellow nurse, Alex Preddy, who was killed last week by federal immigration agents in Minneapolis. Libby Manley says it's time for Congress to reverse the $85 billion allocated to Homeland Security for immigration enforcement.
We need to pull that funding and put it into healthcare, into public health, into schools, communities, parks, science, research. We don't need all this money going into violence. It's enough.
Border Czar Tom Homan, meanwhile, made his first public remarks since taking over immigration enforcement operations in Minneapolis. CBS's Ian Lee has more on Homan's message.
One thing he pointed out in particular that could help that situation is if a person is arrested, an undocumented migrant, and they they are arrested by local authorities. Instead of releasing them into the public, release them to ICE. He says then that reduces this friction that we've seen. One ICE official can arrest that one person.
A major renovation is underway at Western North Carolina at a fish hatchery.
The Bobby Ann Setzer Fish Hatchery near Pisgah Forest is being drained for a $50 million renovation. The facility supplies most of the trout for the state's stocking program. Wildlife officials have relocated remaining fish from Setzer, including broodstock and fish scheduled for 2026 stocking, to Armstrong State Fish Hatchery and the newly acquired Glady Fork Fish Hatchery in Transylvania County. Additional fish will also be acquired from outside sources. The renovation will take several years to finish. I'm Bruce Farrell.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Good Friday morning. We start your day with partly cloudy skies and temperatures at around 20 degrees, so a cold start. A small snow chance starting late in the day today. Otherwise, it will be cold with more cloud cover throughout the day. Highs will only reach the upper 30s. Then snow becomes likely after midnight tonight with cloudy skies. Temperatures drop to around 20 degrees by Saturday morning. Very cold on Saturday with snow likely throughout the day. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sandhills area, we have sunny skies, 23 degrees. Humidity 68%, dew point 14, winds calm and pressure 30.25. It is 8:15 straight up. Let's take a look at your Sandhills news for this Friday morning. A Moore County man has been arrested and is facing charges following an investigation into the alleged sexual exploitation of a minor. The investigation was initiated after the sheriff's office received information from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that reportedly led forensic specialist Gerard Rogers, 41, of Carthage. On January 22nd, investigators, along with the assistance of the special agents with the North Carolina SBI, executed a search warrant at his residence related to this investigation. As a result of the investigation, Rogers is facing 5 counts of felony second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor and 5 counts of third-degree. Rogers has been committed to the Moore County Detention Center under a $500,000 bond, secured bond that is, and is scheduled to appear in Moore County District Court February 19th. Well, with the possibility of more fun winter weather here in the Sandhills this weekend, the Moore County Department of Public Safety has issued an update in winter weather preparedness guidelines. It is important that all North Carolinians finish preparations by this evening. The safest thing to do starting Friday evening is just to stay home and off the roads. Roadway conditions will deteriorate overnight, Friday, and throughout the weekend. Staying off the roads allows first responders, NCDOT, to work safely to clear roads and to respond to emergencies. While power outages are unlikely to occur with this snow event, you should still be prepared. Have a plan for how you stay warm should you lose power. You can visit readync.gov for preparedness tips. Your plan should be finalized before tonight. That's your latest Sandhills news this morning from the Sandhills Sentinel. And, of course, you can always go to the sandhillssentinel.com website for more information. It is 8:19. Here comes your sports.
NCN Sports, I'm Tony Rixby. Jordan Stahl and the Carolina Hurricanes put together one of the most improbable comebacks in NHL history at Lenovo Center last night. 3 late goals. The Canes became the first team in more than 30 years and third overall to rally from 2 goals down in the final 2 minutes to win in regulation, beating the Utah Mammoth 5-4.
Yeah, I mean, we were just trying to get back in the game, trying to get in and going, and there was definitely some momentum we were riding, and the fans got into it, and we were just kind of riding the wave, and but obviously the game was kind of just things weren't clicking, and it finally clicked, and you get those 3 goals that quickly and in that short period of time to win the game was really cool.
And that was a very happy Jordan Stahl. Con Knippel made 2 free throws with 4.1 seconds left for a career-high 34 points. Charlotte Hornets beat the Dallas Mavericks 123-121 last night, spoiling his former Duke teammate Cooper Flagg's 49-point game. Knippel says it was a special night.
It was fun. Obviously, he's really good. He's the best player on the floor tonight. Probably that's the best players played against us all season. It's just fun competing against the best. And obviously, being close with them, that kind of adds, to the competitiveness.
The Hornets have now won 5 games in a row. Despite a team-high 23 points from Joycelyn Greer, the NC State women's basketball team defeated Boston College by a final score of 106-84 last night inside Conti Forum in Boston. Duke remains undefeated in conference play for the women with 12 straight wins now. They beat Miami last night 74-58. You're listening to NCN Sports.
This season, make the choice to protect what matters most, you and your family. Choose to get vaccinated for the best protection from respiratory illness.
Talking with your provider about vaccines, hand washing, and staying home when sick keep your family protected from the flu, RSV, and COVID.
Defend yourself. Get vaccinated to protect you and your family from respiratory illnesses this season.
Visit myspot.nc.gov to find yours today.
Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
With a potentially damaging storm expected to impact our area, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. Ensure you have necessary supplies on hand like groceries, flashlights, batteries, and blankets. Charge your mobile phones in advance and check in on neighbors who may need help. As soon as conditions are safe, public power line workers will assess damage in local public power communities and begin to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. Stay safe and get storm preparation tips at electricities.com.
We've gotten word of a significant injury during the season to a high-profile NFL player. Here's Gethin Coolbaugh.
Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen said that he recently had surgery for a broken bone in his right foot. The NFL's reigning MVP expects to be fully healthy for the start of spring practices. Allen said he broke the 5th metatarsal in his foot late in the second quarter of a 23-20 win at Cleveland on December 21st. He said he would have been able to play if Buffalo reached the Super Bowl, despite walking on crutches and wearing a protective boot on Thursday. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
The ACC has moved the start time for one game tomorrow. North Carolina State's game with Wake Forest will now start at noon instead of 3:45 because of tomorrow's expected winter weather. Tony Rixby, NCN Sports.
Sometimes you just want to say,
radio is a great middle ground. It's the best job ever.
97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB. We've got you by the ears.
Unsightly things on your property, but you don't know what to do with them? Call Carolina Demo. Old mobile home?
We demo it.
Moldy old sheds or barns?
We demo it.
Old rotten decks?
We demo it.
Even that old falling in house?
You guessed it, we demo it.
We do full-scale junk removals and real estate cleanouts of any size. When it's time to say bye-bye to the old and busted, call Carolina Demo for a free quote at 803-320-1720 or visit carolinademoanddebrisremoval.com. We demo anything.
Up to 40% off appliances and 12 months no interest going on now. Hi, this is Catherine Phelps, owner of Appliances and More, where creating relationships is our business. We now have financing options available with no interest for 12 months and deep discounts on all home appliances. Remember, low price guarantee, and we price match any in-stock local competitor. So please shop your locally veteran-owned Appliances and More, featuring Caraloha in the Town and Country Shopping Center, Aberdeen. See store for details.
In Moore County, like most places, a good reputation means everything. At Cooper Ford, it's been earned one customer at a time. Locally owned, award-winning, and known for honest pricing and certified service. Owner Aaron Cooper, recently named 2026 Distinguished Citizen of the Year, leads with the same values he was raised on: service, integrity, and community. That's why generations of drivers keep coming back. Shop online today at cooperford.net. Cooper Ford, always working hard to be your hometown dealer.
On the line with me right now is Mike Hess. Mike, you had some pain that you wanted to get rid of. Tell us about that.
About 8 weeks ago, I hurt my back pulling some posts out of the ground. Within a few days after that, I had sciatic nerve going down my leg all the way into my foot. I could not walk. I couldn't even use crutches. It hurt so bad. Bad thing about it, I was out of town for a week. I came back in town. My first appointment was with Dr. Wright. She treated me with what she calls ultrashock wave therapy. I got treated once a week for 4 weeks. My pain level threshold right now, it's been 7 weeks total, and I am probably 99% pain-free. I feel great. I'm able to walk, able to work.
Are you happy you did it?
Absolutely.
Say goodbye to pain. Visit Pinecone Medical Center at 30 Parker Lane in Pinehurst, or call them at 910-420-1911 or on the web at pineconemedicalcenter.com.
Hi, this is Rodney Swarms with Plumbing Night. We know that plumbing emergencies can happen at any time. In fact, they seem to happen at the most inconvenient times. And then inviting an unknown plumber into your home, that can add to the stress of the situation. The Plumbing Night wants to alleviate any stress about inviting a technician into your home by guaranteeing that we have not only the very best plumbers, but also the most knowledgeable plumbers. Before any of our employees are hired, all of the employees must undergo drug testing and a thorough background check. If they don't pass, they aren't hired. No exceptions. Once they're hired and part of the team, they receive continuous technical and customer training to ensure that they are the very best at their trade. This training is week after week, month after month, year after year. This training is what got us into community college to teach the plumbing trade. So the next time you have an emergency, call the Plumbing Night. They're known for extraordinary service and integrity.
Call the Plumbing Night at 639-5555, day or night, or on the web at theplumbingnight.com.
Are you looking for an electrician you can trust, or better yet, even get a hold of when you need them? Call F&R Electrical, your local experts for every job, big or small. Whether you have an electrical dilemma or need a light fixture hung, new outlets, or complete home rewire, F&R Electrical handles it all with professionalism and care. Our licensed electricians are ready to make your home safer, brighter, and more efficient. Don't wait. For reliable service and free estimates, call F&R Electrical today at 910-986-2959. F&R Electrical, powering your home, lighting your life.
Hello, this is Randy Hussey with Pines Funerals. As fall approaches, don't fall behind. While you're tidying closets or turning over a new leaf, it's also the perfect time to plan for the future. Ask yourself, have you documented your final wishes, explored pre-planning options, shared your plans with your loved ones? Take the first step today at pinesfunerals.com. Pines Funerals, Kennedy, Fry and Prickett, and Powell Funeral Homes, serving you because we care.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
A winter storm warning is in place for the weekend as we have a good chance to see snow across the area. It will also be dangerously cold at times, especially into Sunday morning. That snow finally wraps up earlier in the day on Sunday. Partly cloudy skies this morning with temperatures starting at around 20 degrees. A small snow chance starting late in the day, otherwise cold with more cloud cover. Will reach the upper 30s. Then snow is likely after midnight. Will drop to around 20. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Today is a very special day.
And I think I smell croissants.
It is National Croissant Day. Croissant.
Croissant?
Croissant.
Would you like a croissant? We are celebrating National Croissant Day this morning.
Oh, croissants.
It's croissant.
Croissants. I love croissants. Oh, yeah.
It's showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, and along with me this morning, of course, is the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Oh, yeah. Happy freezing Friday. Yeah. A little cool out there still, so you might want to.
Colonel actually had to put a coat on today.
might want to put a next pair of socks on when you head outside. Yeah, all of that. So, yeah, I'd say get out and enjoy your day, but I don't know.
All right, don't forget. Excuse me. Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on the live audio and video streams. Those are available from our homepage at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Upper right-hand corner of the page has an icon that says On the Air, Listen Live. Click on that. You might have to hit a play button. Depends on the browser you got. And if the play button doesn't work for you, there's a little blue line above it that says click here for a different browser, one that will play what you need. That's for the audio. If you want audio and video together, well, you can get that too. Right there in the middle of the homepage where it says watch live audio and video of Mornings with the LeaderMan. Click on that and hit today's date. You're in business. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. Well, you've been hearing it all day, and it's not going to get much better. For today, let's see. Friday, pool. Mostly cloudy with a high of 42 degrees. Wind chill as low as 20. Tonight, snow likely mainly after 4 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low of 19. Oh boy, don't forget those pets. Bring them in. The wind chill will be 10. They get cold too. I don't care how much fur they got. Then Saturday, it's going to be a snow day. Snow mainly after 7 a.m. High of only 23. So that'll produce up to 2 to 4 inches. And snow mainly before 1 a.m. on Saturday night. A low around 14. And another 2 to 4 inches possible. Sunday with a high of 31. Monday, sunny and 40. So it looks at Tuesday 43, and Wednesday we could see some rain. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, pressure is 30-25, dew point 14, humidity 68%. We got sunny skies and 25 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, a little Amy Stewart there. Knock on Wood, remake of a classic song. It is 8:33, 33 past the hour on this fun Friday. Going to get even more fun as today progresses. All right, back to business here.
I just saw a nice news item. Don Lemon or Don Lemon. They actually arrested him last night.
Good.
Under the
for inciting.
Yeah, for the church thing up there in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Under the Ku Klux Klan Act.
That's appropriate for him, isn't it? So you can't be a liberal and say and disrupt the world around you trying to change minds, because the world around you has the rights too.
Well, he clearly colluded in that event.
Yeah.
So, yeah there it is.
But he'll probably get
But he's innocent until proven guilty. You know,
he'll probably get the Smollett treatment. Gets let out, and
I don't know that everything
gets dropped in the meantime. Smollett clearly pulled a hoax,
right,
and got to walk from it. First, they locked him up.
Well, they arrest a 70-something-year-old lady for praying outside an abortion clinic, and put her in jail. Apparently, from what I remember. And then this clown does this. Actually, goes into the church,
right,
and
interviews people,
terrifies little kids and things like that. So, yeah, good for him. Good for them.
Yeah,
about time.
Good for CNN for letting him go.
They've arrested several of the other perpetrators too. So,
was he on? Yeah, he was on CNN. All right. Yeah,
even CNN figured out.
Yeah,
they didn't need him.
The guy didn't even know what his last name is. Is it? Tell me, Don Lemont.
Lemon. Yeah.
Don Lemon or Don Lemon.
Yeah, well, whatever.
When he wants to sound so classy, he goes Don Lemon.
Yeah, somebody going to be squeezing a lemon in jail here pretty soon.
Yeah, they'll be cleaning up the sore spot. All right. We know what the news is now. But what about the not headline news?
This is not headline news. The Grammys are Sunday night. Music's biggest night, somehow celebrated with dance routines with booty dancers on all fours. Home Depot laid off 800 workers. Executives said it was difficult to find them in the store, but when they did, they let them go. Phil Collins turned 75 today. Fun fact, when his allergies act up, he takes Sudafed. And Bill and Beatrice Jones of Madera County, California just celebrated their 80th anniversary. They shared their secret to happiness: hearing loss. This is not headline news.
All right.
So, do we have? Where's the closest Home Depot around here? Up in Sanford,
probably.
I think? Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of a fine line, when you walk in one of these stores to, have 5 people ask you if they can help, and not finding somebody when you want some help.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're already helping somebody.
I would prefer Home Depot's approach. Like, leave me alone.
And other not headline news, today is Yodel for Your Neighbor's Day. You know how to yodel?
No, we're not yodeling.
I don't recommend celebrating in any state with a stand your ground law.
Yeah.
U.S. life expectancy rose to 79 years in 2024.
It actually went back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Keep in mind, they say your body is capable of doing 130 years before it is totally wore out.
Well, getting rid of the gangbangers probably helped that. So,
yeah.
The murder rate in the last year has declined significantly. So, that helps when you're not killing teenagers and 20-year-olds in the streets
really?
In various cities.
Yeah, I expect to squeeze out all 130 years. So, got a long ways to go on this morning show. Anyway, the expectancy rose to 79 years, which means the average American survives long enough to run for president in their last year of life.
Yeah, there you go.
Home Depot laid off 800 workers. Did we do this?
Yeah, you read that one.
Okay. A study finds that young adults are lonelier than ever. On it, responded Prince Andrew. It's National Fun at Work Day. That's all we do is have fun here.
Fun at Work Day. Yeah, here we go.
That explains why ICE agents have replaced their face masks with wacky red clown noses.
Yeah, there you go.
A cop in Plymouth, Virginia, has been charged with pulling his gun on someone while off duty. He's already gotten calls from 3 different ICE recruits or recruiters. Kid Cudi turned 42 today, which means now we can start calling him middle-aged Cudi. Kid Rock testified at a Senate hearing about concert pricing. He looks at tickets like shampoo. Nobody should spend a lot of money on them. Happy Gilmore 2 was the most streamed live-action movie in 2025. This makes me worry more about the end of the world than the war with Iran.
Yeah.
At a recent show, Lady Gaga dedicated a song to everyone in America who feels alone and helpless, living in fear and searching for answers. Come on, Gaga. The Stranger Things finale wasn't that bad. Thomas the Tank Engine is being rebooted with a bold new look. For instance, instead of a smokestack, he now has a vape pen.
A vape pen. Okay, great. It's probably got a rainbow paint job, too.
Yeah. Chia Pet movie is in the works. Oh, boy.
Chia Pets.
I suspect it'll be kind of thing where it seems really stupid at first, but then it grows on you.
Yeah, there you go.
Tom Brady slammed Bill Belichick's Hall of Fame snub. Terry Bradshaw was at a loss for words, too, but what's new there?
Well, that's been, the Hall of Fame stuff, football Hall of Fame. I don't know how the baseball, but they get beat writers, journalists on this thing, and they have. I'm sorry, but journalists have
prejudice.
They have no reason to have those people on a Hall of Fame committee.
Right.
Those should be, if anything, living Hall of Fame members should have votes,
right?
And players and coaches, et cetera, something like that. But just because some beat writer, writes for the New York Giants or the Cleveland Browns, doesn't necessarily mean he's that in tune with everything else in the league.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. And I know Belichick cheating and filming walkthrough, I guess, was the big one. And what was the other? Oh, Deflategate. Yeah, they took a pound or two. Did they? I don't think they ever proved that either. I can't remember all the.
Yeah, they got it.
They did prove that.
Yeah, I think they suspended him for a couple of games, and then I forget what the punishment was.
Well, the
wasn't
thing,
too terrible.
The thing is, you still got to play the game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
We were talking about 1 pound less.
Well, you'd have to ask a quarterback if that makes a difference. I guess it
They
does.
say it makes it easier to grip.
Yeah, that's fine, and that's all beat writers. Probably most of them have never thrown a football in their lives. I don't know. You still got to step out on the field and look out for the guy that's trying to take your head off.
Yeah.
So and it's just I don't know. That was just what he's won 7 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Appeared in 2 more.
Yeah, he has all his credentials to get in.
And he was a coordinator on 2 other Super Bowls. I mean,
Right.
come on. That's just that's
I guess
horrible.
he's got to get that walking on water down pat before they'll let him in.
Well, I guess and he's got he's like 80 years old and has a
I'm just jealous of his wife.
a 22-year-old girlfriend or something. More power to him.
That's the thing, man. How come you get such young stuff and we can't?
Yeah, it's called green. Green with envy. There it is.
Yeah, with all that bubbling personality of yours.
I don't. Yeah,
when he gets to the mic, I just can't hold my laughter back.
I despise the Patriots, but you know what? that should have been a no-brainer.
Yeah. And one last, not headline news: the Cleveland Browns hired Todd Monken as their new coach. And this just in, Cleveland Browns fired Todd Monken as their new coach.
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, since they reorganized and became a team again, they just haven't been really good.
All right, our stand-up comic spotlight this morning is Kevin Nelson on coffee at Starbucks.
People drink coffee sometimes because they're not morning people. I can't talk to you yet. I haven't had my coffee yet. I'm not a morning person. I think they're not afternoon people either. You know what I mean? When can we talk to you? When is that window? Like after your morning coffee and before your evening cocktail? When is it? When can we do that? Now, I stopped going to Starbucks. And I'll tell you why. Rip off. $5 for tall coffee. Excuse me? $5 for tall coffee, which is really a small coffee. But they call it a tall coffee because they figure psychologically you won't mind spending $5 on a tall coffee. But I know what's going on. It's a small coffee. So I ordered a tall coffee. I gave him $1. The guy goes, it's $5, sir. I said, well, I call that dollar $5. That's my tall dollar. It's my tall dollar. He goes, you want me to leave room for cream in your coffee? No, not for $5. Fill it up to the rim, pal. Put the cream in my mouth. I'll make sure when I get home.
Yeah, Starbucks. No.
There's so many of them now in our area. You know, you walk into a grocery store, there's a Starbucks.
Well, they
walk into a drugstore, there's a Starbucks.
Yeah, they closed a bunch of them out there in what was it, Washington? Isn't that where that started, out in Washington?
I don't know.
Supposedly they closed a bunch of them out there.
Probably got something more snooty to take its place. Yes, I drink Starbucks.
Well, the other thing is,
I drink monkey poo.
They're finding out that people are making their own because of, just like he's saying, $5 for basically a sip of coffee or whatever, and people are making it at home and finding out, gee, this is way cheaper, and guess what? It tastes a lot better.
Yeah, no acid taste. All right, things we need to know today so we do not sound stupid. Bill Belichick isn't the only NFL legend who will apparently be waiting at least another year for his election to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It appears Eli Manning, with 2 Super Bowls to his credit, didn't get voted in either. Maybe Danny DeVito has something to do with that. For the first time in 4 years, Justin Bieber is returning to the Grammys stage. Yes, that's this Sunday night, when the musical people will be patting themselves on the back. So when you hear that pop, 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 pop in the background, that's the crowd patting themselves on the back. Dairy Queen is giving away a free small vanilla or dipped ice cream cone to reward members who order through the DQ app between now and Sunday.
Oh, wow.
After 16 years of marriage, Rob Schneider's wife has filed for divorce.
How many years?
16.
Oh, okay.
The Trump administration is slamming Bruce Springsteen's anti-ICE protest song. Yeah, I have it. I wasn't ever going to play it, but according to a survey of millennials and Gen Zers, guys are taking up attraction hobbies to make them more attractive to women. Tennis, creative writing, pottery, things like that. Yeah, what's your hobby? Oh, creative writing, of course. Can I hear some? No. McDonald's Changeables Happy Meals toys are back at the Golden Arches with 16 updated robots and dinosaur figures available for a limited run. They first offered them back in 1987.
And if you have one of those, you probably sell it on eBay for a couple of bucks, but
Yeah, it's so fun to play with a stiff piece of plastic, isn't it?
I guess. I don't know.
A week from today, the opening ceremonies of the Winter Olympics in Italy. It's where you can... the Americans just don't do all that well in Winter Olympics. It seems like the other countries from the East tend to have better players, like for downhill ski slope jumping, or whatever they call that.
Yeah, ski jumping, downhill slaloms and things like that, ice skating. Yeah, there's a variety of sports. I'm not sure a lot of that translates over here in the U.S. a lot.
We don't.
There's
we
still
don't.
some.
Medal well in those Olympics, and so I don't think the interest is quite there to justify the price they had to pay.
Yeah. Well, for a lot of that, skiing, that's a money activity. It's not cheap to do that, and I don't know where.
They gave you the world rights for $1 billion.
Yeah, where do you go to practice downhill slalom in America?
Well, they have Olympic training camp where it's not snow on the ramp; it's a special.
Yeah.
Grass-looking thing.
Right, yeah, I've seen those.
That they go wheeling off because the whole whole trick to jumping, downhill jumps, so I understand, is when you snap those knees straight to get the maximum sailing out there. Brooke Nevels, a former NBC talent assistant, is getting into details about what happened between her and former Today Show host Matt Lauer. Do we really want to know the details? Matt Mahan, the mayor of San Jose, announced yesterday that he's running for governor of California. Okay. Well, looking at all the, quote, stiff competition, he might have a chance.
Boy, yeah, they've got some real boneheads out there. Jeez.
What's her name? Crockett, or is she running for Senate?
Crockett's in Texas.
Texas, okay. I get so confused.
No, the other one, I can't think. I don't even want to think of her name. I think she's dropped off the radar because she's so stupid.
They say there's a bomb cyclone coming to the East Coast this weekend, with its sights set on everything from the Carolinas to New England.
Great. Can't wait for that.
A bomb cyclone.
Yeah, it's just another weather event.
I have something on that. I'm looking in the file. Come on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Thrilling audio.
Bomb cyclone.
There you go. Starbucks is revamping its loyalty program, and one of the new twists is that you can keep your reward stars from expiring. Starting March 10th, there will be 3 free membership levels, Green, Gold, and Reserve. At the lowest tier, Green level members can keep their reward stars from expiring with monthly activity, redeeming an reward, making a purchase, or reloading Starbucks card each month. In other words, more money out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Stars never expire for those at the gold level, which is 500 stars earned within a 12-month period, or reserve level, which is 2,500 stars.
Great.
Yeah, great. Today's impossible question: 15% of people consider this a personal failure if they haven't done this by 40. What might that be?
A personal failure if they haven't done this by 40.
I'm going to narrow it way down for you. It's
financial.
Has to do with an employment.
Oh, employment. Oh, I don't know. Change jobs 6 times? I have no clue.
No, it's somebody you employ.
Somebody fired somebody?
No, somebody you employ.
Yeah, fired them. I don't know.
No. You're considered this a personal failure if you have not hired this kind of person before 40.
Hired somebody. I don't.
Housekeeper is what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Fine.
We weren't on the same page on that.
Oh,
one.
well then, housekeeping. I had a housekeeper when I was over in Japan, and I was only 30 years old, so I'm successful.
Well, howdy doody to you.
There you go.
According to a survey, Hawaii is the most popular one of these. What might that be?
Again, no clue.
Vacation destination.
Oh, great.
The average child colors with crayons about how many times by the time they are 10?
Colored with crayons?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. When I was a kid, you're probably playing with crayons or coloring with crayons all the time.
You're not supposed to know these.
Well, 1,000.
That's good, close. 750 times.
750, all right.
39% of mechanics really dislike it when you do this. When you drop it off and the car has this.
Drop it off and the car has a tire missing. I don't know.
Good as any. An empty gas tank.
Oh, well.
My father was sometimes, he when his car was in the shop, he asked if he could borrow my car. And, sure, you're my dad. And when I go to get dropped off to go get it, the first thing I got to go do is find a gas pump.
Well, why is a mechanic worried about your car being...
I guess he can't test drive it or whatever.
Back when I was doing stuff like that, dropping cars off, you never took a car over with more than about a quarter tank of gas.
Yeah.
If you dropped it off and it had a full tank of gas, you were getting it back with about a quarter tank of gas.
Yeah.
Because they'd either suck the gas out of it and do God knows what, probably put it in their own car, or like you say, ride it around and use it for the day or whatever after they fix it. So no, too bad. They're not getting a car from me with more than about a quarter tank of gas in it.
20% of people in recent insurance surveys said doing this little personal thing caused them to get into an accident.
Doing this little personal thing?
And we used this earlier.
Doing makeup or something?
Something of that nature.
Yeah. Talking on the phone, eating.
Picking their nose.
Okay, well, good.
I was digging for a deep one there, buddy. And I just got distracted when it came out. Didn't know where to flick it. 35% of us will have a snack if we're having to do, I'll just do the whole thing. Having a hard time falling asleep.
Have a snack if you can't sleep.
Yeah, put some on your stomach.
That'll help you, yeah.
Doing these two body enhancements, I guess you say, picking teeth and cleaning fingernails are the top two personal grooming procedures that this office equipment is used for.
Office equipment is used for a letter opener.
You're on the right track. Paper clips.
Well, that's not office equipment.
Most people have at least 3 phone chargers and don't realize how important they are until they don't have one.
Yeah, you got to have one with the right connection, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got an Apple, you got a different one. If you got this, everybody else uses the USB-C or whatever thing.
B, C, A. Yeah. All right, 26% of men have done this at a wedding.
26% of men? Oh, hit on the bridesmaids.
Or the bride.
Yeah, the bride, too. Well, I was going to let that one go.
She's not married yet. It was cried at a wedding.
Cried at a wedding, okay. All right.
And lastly, 30% of women think that putting on makeup is the most important thing they do all day.
Oh, what percentage?
No, 30%.
Oh, 30. Only 30. Okay. All right.
And 60% of men say they get turned off when they see a woman do this.
Turned off when they see a woman do this. Chug a beer.
Take a selfie.
Take a selfie.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Colonel, for coming in, and for the rest of you. So it goes for this Friday. Have yourself a safe weekend. Don't do anything stupid out there. Just stay safe. So we have you back on Monday. Until then, be sure to support the advertisers you hear on WEEB because, hey, they make radio free for you. And that's what we're supporting them for. Plus, their money will stay here and our economy roll over and create jobs. 67% of that money stays right here where it does all of us some good. And if you want to find out why talk radio is the most effective form of advertising there is, second to none, well, give us a call here at WEEB and let us show you why talk radio is so effective. All right, that's it. The LeaderMan, Nick, Colt, and Honey the dogs will all see you this afternoon at the dog park.
Well, bye.
When I come back, you'd better be laughing.
So, what have we learned? Heck, I don't know. But this is one crazy show. Bye now.
Cut!
That's it. Go home, everybody. None of this ever happened.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
I think we're through here.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, man. That's pretty much all I got, man.
Okay, class dismissed. Rock on!
Well, let me tell you something. Everything comes to an end.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. A former Federal Reserve governor who apparently favors lowering interest rates and is in sync with President Trump's stand on tariffs is Mr. Trump's choice for Fed chairman. If confirmed by the Senate, Kevin Warsh will succeed Jerome Powell, whose term expires in May. The president threatens Canada with a whopping 50% tariff on any aircraft sold in the U.S.
The president is kicking his trade war with Canada up a notch in a dispute over aircraft. He said he was retaliating against Canada for refusing to certify jets from Georgia-based Gulfstream Aerospace. In a social media post, the president said the U.S. in return would decertify all Canadian aircraft. If the situation is not immediately corrected, he said, he will impose a 50% tariff on all aircraft sold into the United States. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Ukrainians suffering through an especially brutal winter may get a brief respite from the ravages of war. President Trump says he called the Kremlin.
I personally asked President Putin not to fire into Kiev and the various towns for a week, and he agreed to do that. And I have to tell you, it was very nice. A lot of people said, don't waste the call, you're not going to get that. And he did it, and we're very happy that they did it.
Ukrainian President Zelensky is skeptical. As the Deep South braces for another icy blast of Arctic air, the eastern Carolinas, Tidewater, Virginia, preparing for a wintry nor'easter, expected to lay down a heavy blanket of snow, along with fierce winds, making for blizzard-like conditions. The major East Coast cities are not expected to take a hit. Don Lemon has been arrested. He was in the thick of an anti-ICE protest during a service inside a Minnesota church. It happened earlier this month. On Wall Street, ahead of this morning's opening bell, the Dow futures are down 257 points, while the NASDAQ futures are off 193. More on these stories at townhall.com.
NCI News, I'm Mike Rayleigh. The big story heading into this weekend is, of course, snow, with North Carolina likely to be getting several inches. In addition to the snow, this weekend will be a very cold one across North Carolina, with bitter cold morning temperatures forecast. WBTV meteorologist Al Conklin is in Charlotte.
Under a winter storm warning. This technically kicks in at 4 o'clock today. That will be for the mountains. For everybody else, it's really late tonight through the day tomorrow. And all this is in advance of this area of low pressure, coupled with an upper level low that will create this big plume of snow right across the Carolinas and really much of the South.
Meanwhile, the deep freeze is stuck over much of the U.S. and it's moving south, like bringing snow to parts of Florida.
The cold is going to make its way down into the deep South, the deep Mississippi Valley areas down towards the Gulf, and it's also going to make its way into Florida.
That's CBS's Craig Allen. CBS's Nikki Nolan is covering the storm.
The beaches could actually be coated with upwards of 6 to 10 inches and maybe even upwards of 16 inches in some inland areas of the Carolinas.
We're hearing now from some of those who filed lawsuits against North Carolina State University, arguing their health was harmed by taking classes and working at Poe Hall. At a press conference, Robbie Glad discussed his wife's death as he attributes it to PCB exposure.
I don't want to see other people to go through what we have gone through. I don't want to see a friend who loses his wife at 35 years old and raising a child on his own.
The American Academy of Pediatrics this week released its recommendations for childhood vaccines, breaking significantly with a guidance released by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention earlier this month. UNC infectious disease specialist Dr. David Weber.
These new recommendations were promulgated by Secretary Kennedy and the Department of Health and Human Services.
You're listening to NCI News.
If you are on Medicare, scammers may target you to steal your identity. Remember, Medicare will never call you asking for personal details. The NC Department of Insurance Senior Medicare Patrol Program is here to protect you from fraud and provides you with knowledge to stay safe. Contact SMP today at ncshiip.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers.
Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Hear interviews that go beyond the headlines with guests who know North Carolina best. Listen on the radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com.
Has your driveway, parking lot, or road seen better days? Contact Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services for all your paving project needs. Family owned with over 30 years of experience, they specialize in asphalt paving and overlays, crack sealing and repair, seal coating, striping, and pothole patching. Call Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services at 910-673-1318 for your free estimate today. And all military and first responders receive 10% off. That's 910-673-1318.
Good Friday morning. We start your day with partly cloudy skies and temperatures at around 20 degrees, so a cold start. A small snow chance starting late in the day today. Otherwise, it will be cold with more cloud cover throughout the day. Highs will only reach the upper 30s. Then snow becomes likely after midnight tonight with cloudy skies. Temperatures drop to around 20 degrees by Saturday morning. Very cold on Saturday with snow likely throughout the day. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the Weather Center.
This hour of the Chris Plant Show is sponsored by Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services. Call 910-673-1318 for your free estimate.
First Lady Melania Trump's documentary Melania is set to open tomorrow across 1,500 theaters and select markets. Great news if you're looking for a place to hide out from ICE.
Ah, yes, the Democrat Party and the propaganda machine of the Democrat Party. It's a party of open borders, of Venezuelan gangs, of Salvadoran gangs. It's the party for crime and criminals. They love crime, the Democrats do. They commit most of the crimes, and the crimes they don't commit themselves, they pawn it off on cheap labor. You know, illegal alien gang members, Democrat Party cheap labor. The party of slavery has not really grown up. They're the same as they ever were. And a very good and happy Friday to you. Once again, it's Friday, and it's every week seems like an extended week these days. Isn't it? Because of the mental illnesses of the Democrats and the violent criminal activities that they engage in, and our filthy, rotten, corrupt news media. Of course, we've got that as well. But we got big news going on. We got Don Lemon. Don Lemon in the can. Is Don Lemon in the can? He's been arrested. Don Lemon has been arrested. He's in cuffs, which he likes. He likes the handcuffs thing. And going to the can. He's the jail, the hoosgow, the slammer. Don Lemon, he has been arrested by federal law enforcement. How about that? You know why? Because he was part of that invade the church thing with the pro-illegal alien mob that, hey, Sunday Mass is going on. Let's go in and act like a communist mob of murderous rabble, since that's what they are. And Don Lemon, no, I'm a journalist, he said. And everybody laughed because he was never a journalist, even when he was being paid to be a journalist. He's Don Lemon. But pretty funny stuff. A big development, and not the only one from that church invasion. It was in St. Paul rather than Minneapolis, attacking the church and terrorizing children. They want to be terrorists, and they're mentally ill, and they have gender dysphoria, and they've got all kinds of things like that. And also, the president named a new chairman to the Federal Reserve, the board of the Federal Reserve, and it is somebody that not everyone knows. Not everyone knows the name, but Jerome Powell being shown the exit. President Trump getting his pick to head the Federal Reserve, and that's a big deal. It's a big thing. The president put out a statement early this morning, and I have that statement for you. because there's there are big news going on all over the place. Those are a couple of the big stories going on today, but not all of them. Don Lemon, he might self-immolate. You'd probably have to put him in protective custody in the can because he might. You don't want him near gasoline and Zippo lighters, anything like that. He's a bit temperamental, a bit moody. But those are a couple of the big stories that we've got today. And I got to tell you, I was going back and forth on Al Gore's amazing internet texting and so on with a friend of mine, a Catholic priest, as a matter of fact, going back and forth. And he said, hey, do you remember this attack on ICE? Because now we care very deeply, it's the old Joseph Stalin thing that a single death is a tragedy and a million deaths are a statistic. But the Democrat Party, they commit all kinds of massacres and murders and assassinations and sniper rifles. And you remember the lunatic that attacked the ICE facility in Dallas? A sniper the place up, and it was turned out it was a suicide attack. And because I got to remind you of this, it's really something that the Democrat Party, with their information dominance, they can make anything. Congressman Steve Scalise was shot and nearly killed by a Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer. That's the Democrat Party on a baseball field in Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia. They were preparing for the annual Republican versus Democrat congressional baseball game, and a Bernie Sanders campaign volunteer showed up. Kind of was a Democrat presidential campaign volunteer that assassinated Martin Luther King, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and the Democrats have scrubbed that from their record, haven't they? But you have Steve Scalise shot on the baseball diamond with a Bernie Sanders volunteer with a Chinese communist rifle, showed up, wanted to massacre the entire Republican baseball team, and that was kind of a one-day story, And another one-day story that my Catholic priest friend reminded me of this morning. In Dallas, a lunatic showed up, a sniper with a rifle, and shot up the ICE facility and killed two people, critically wounding a third person. And I remind you of that because that's another one of those stories that the Democrat Party just made disappear. And I want to use that as an analogy because two people were shot and killed in Minneapolis, and by federal law enforcement, while they both were attacking federal law enforcement, and the Democrats turn the people attacking federal law enforcement into heroes. But when a Democrat shows up with a rifle at an ICE facility to massacre ICE officers, and kills two people and critically wounds more and more, that's a one-day story because information dominance is one of the keys to corruption. And the Democrat Party, they've got all the keys to corruption. They're all about corruption, aren't they? And honestly, earlier this week, we had an incident of cannibalism in Minneapolis where a Democrat literally bit the finger off of a federal law enforcement agent, and the finger was never recovered. It's possible that the Democrat swallowed the finger that he or she, the two people arrested, both look transgender, and you got to check them for HIV and stuff since they're engaging in cannibalism. And the agent survived the cannibal attack. And it's interesting because none of this makes it onto Jimmy Fallon's show or onto George Stephanopoulos' show or onto any of these TV shows. It's not on The View. Hey, look, one of the Democrats is a cannibal and bit the finger off of an agent and may have eaten it because it was not recovered so it could be reattached. So the Democrats are cannibals. They're mass murderers. They're self-immolators. They're mentally ill. They engage in gang violence, mob violence all the time. And interestingly, at Time Magazine and CNN and the New York Times, they don't get a reputation of any kind. They don't earn a reputation which they richly deserve. Honestly, we got the cannibalism, we got suicide.